Big shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. If you want to get discounted prices on a new website like I did, then stick around till the end of the video. Thanks. Nick, I want you to listen to me. I just want you to pay attention. This is very serious. This is your boss, Miles. Are you looking at me?
I'm looking at you, MJ.
It's a professional video. Pay attention. This is very serious. I don't want you to go on Zealand's video and say anything bad about Football Manager. Do you understand me?
Yes, absolutely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. We are looking very adorable. My name is Zealand. You probably knew that. Who needs introducing is this guy over here. And that is Nic Madden. He's dashing. He's Scottish and English, so he appeals to all sides, or at least 45% of the demographic of the people that watch this channel. He is also the producer of the match engine for Football Manager. So you might recall that I made this video a little while ago where I talked about how the Football Manager match engine wasn't as good as I thought. And the basis of that was I'd made previous videos talking about how it was the best one in a long time. And we recorded a podcast together getting in depth about all this different stuff, which you can check out down in the description. But I thought it would be fun to click through the Reddit again and look at these clips of plays happening and have Nick here to explain it to you because, and I cannot stress this enough, he is smarter than I am. So, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, Zealand. I'm ready. Ready whenever you are.
The first one for your perusal, Nick, is they actually did it. I can't stop playing the game. We've not pre-screened these. These are our authentic reactions to what is happening. Captured in full HD, which, I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Oh. See, okay. Riddle me this. Why do they always shoot when there's a dude right in front of them? I'll pause this.
Really good question, actually. So the player has made a decision that they want to have a shot. They're in a range of goal. That is scored as one of their best decisions at that point. Sometimes they will have a lapse in concentration that they might not see that they can't make that shot. Or some players they just think they can shoot. They can get it through the player. They can get it to the side of the player, but they can't. And also, with the defenders, they throw themselves in the right place. They're there to block the ball.
Right.
The striker isn't thinking, he's going to block this. They're backing themselves to take that shot.
I like this because these are the sorts of things that I don't think of. I didn't even think of that one when we were recording the podcast. These random things that happen and then people just go, I can't believe that they always kick it right into the guy next to them, and these memes that you have to deal with.
Plenty of memes. And
yes.
Some of which I very much enjoy. I do find them funny.
Oh, he squared it!
Oh, fantastic!
Nic Madden, why did he square the ball here? What attributes are contributing to this decision?
I was going to say one attribute right here is that the player has a high teamwork. So he knows that he is in a good position to score, but his teammate is in a better position. So he's going to square the ball. And I tell you what, that is breathtaking. Look at that as well. Because honestly, that to me that sums up this year how great the match engine is. It's a spectacle. Thank you for starting off with that one. I thought you were going to play all the videos of all the randomness of football, and that just shows this is incredible.
No, this is completely unscripted. We opened the Reddit and we scrolled down, and the first video we hit was actually a compliment to the match engine. It can only go downhill from here. Our next video is this little maneuver is going to cost Napoli the Champions League semifinal. It's a 5-second video, so put your seatbelt on. Something horrible is about to happen.
I think I might be able to guess.
Yeah. Oh no. And then is this a lot of the same stuff that you're just talking about, where it's the decision making or he backs himself to get the punt off and Osimhen's just there?
100%. The goalkeeper is looking up the field. He's not paying attention to the player that's there in front of him. He's paying attention to let's get that ball up the field and let's play that ball. We've even seen it in the Champions League final of all times where the ball has got robbed off a goalkeeper and it has been played. So it's a very realistic mistake. It has happened, and it does happen in football. It doesn't happen as rarely. What I always love about these videos is it's always seemed to be in the highest stake game possible. But then also, the players, they know it's a high pressure game. So the players whether they can handle the pressure or not, whether they have the abilities to handle those pressure. They are attributes. That's the really important part.
So the pressure actually can cause this sort of thing to happen more often, like it happened to Karius in real life. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the big, and also the consistency of how much they can pull off a maneuver. Like realistically, that goalkeeper is looking up the field, not paying attention to anything else. So we've simulated that he's going to make a mistake. That mistake is realistic. If it happens all the time, that's something that then we would look at and be like, no, like this shouldn't be happening. But there is calamitous moments in football. And we in the studio, we do call them bloopers. And that basically, like, we used to have this amazing show back when I was a kid, and where someone would send in their home videos, and it would all be someone falling over or like, you know, somebody being tripped over and falling in a pool. Basically a blooper reel. And this is something that I would find on a blooper reel.
Yeah. No, I have definitely... It translates to American to talk about blooper reels. Next! Our next video is player sent off for tackling hard his own teammate. If this is actually what he says what he says it is it just a visual glitch in terms of what was supposed to happen? Maybe. I love the intense slow-mo.
Oh wow!
He really has. He's taken his own player with him on that. But so is this card goes because he's going for Bertrand? Like what did we just witness? I know it's running at. I mean, the glaciers are melting faster than this, but he's put it in on his own player, but it's near Bertrand. Is that just a?
That is we do have like collision avoidance in the match engine, so like, players like. To make sure that like players like do sort of like not go through each other like physically, so as you can see, he can't, like, he's not gone sort of through that player, so that he has gone actually, you know, like, and tackled his own player.
He's just bad.
His player's in the wrong mistake, but that does happen. You have seen players clean out other players. I've even seen a referee clean out a player this season, which is incredible as well. But the sending off there, maybe might have been a simulated referee mistake. We do have those in the engine as well.
I've known that that's a thing with offside. But yeah, he gets the straight red for tackling his teammate.
Well, you would get sent off for fighting your teammate. Like, that has actually happened in a game.
Yeah, and that's possible in Football Manager, I suppose. So, like, this is violent. So there's a couple of options here. One, this is violence against the teammate, which is a red card. Two, could it be that tackle was kind of simulation-wise meant for Bertrand and represented poorly, like it didn't quite show Bertrand getting hit by the challenge? Or three, I suppose it could just be a referee mistake.
I would say you're bordering line number 2 and 3. I'd say visually, I think that player has just got in the way. Really, like, shows off the randomness of the match engine. That player has made that decision to go. In the randomness of football, that player's made the decision to try and go for the ball when he shouldn't have. And he's got clobbered by his teammate. But realistically, I think that Lopez was trying to go for Bertrand, and we probably haven't visually showed that as well, because it was probably a dangerous tackle on Bertrand anyway. Like, you've seen the way he's cleared out his teammate.
Yeah.
That would have hurt for Bertrand.
No, it's this dreaded animation. I mean, you play a ton of Football Manager, obviously, even when you're not working on the game. When you see your player hit one of these with the scissor kick, and you already know what's coming.
And it's incredibly hard to motion capture slide tackles, by the way. Incredibly hard, because you're in a suit with loads of little dots on them, and you are making a slide tackle on a hard ground. That, it's honestly, it's one of the toughest things I've had to do. That, and like headers and sprints, because we have like people in the world of football, like absolutely insane, like jumping reach. So like there's players who can reach the ball so high, and obviously we need to simulate that. And that, I'm a tall guy, but even I can reach those levels. But yeah, slide tackling on a motion capture floor, and that's probably why that looks so exaggerated as a slide tackle, because we capture those animations, and so that's tough. So we're going for it.
Yeah, no, you're like, we're putting the effort in. It just, there's a reason that there's only so many options with the slide tackle in the game, like in the match engine.
Yeah, it's a health and safety issue, I think, if we were to record too many.
It was one poor guy who's the receiving end of every slide tackle, and upping the insurance bill, I think, would be what would happen there. Next one, can someone please explain to me? Well, fortunately, we've got the guy. He's right there. To explain to you why my number 5, your center back, ran away from the counterattack. Here we go. So we have a clearance, and then there you go. Now this, I've seen this happen before. It's happened to me once or twice, and we know the match engine isn't perfect. It is very good, and we've covered that. What is happening here?
So in this video, that player has made an incredible clearance, and if you look, like if we just play it a little second more, you see that player.
I'll play it from here.
Yeah, if you see that player there, he's turned, but before he wasn't actually alive to the situation, and so he's had a lapse of concentration, and he's then reacted late. So he's reacted so late. He was supposed to be going for the first ball.
He's attempting to react to that first clearance.
Yeah, but he's turned so late. Yeah, look at his turning position. Look at his body position. Look. Whoa.
So he's trying.
His decision's a bit earlier. Yeah.
He gets over there. So is this just a case of in a year or two, the slices of decision making in Football Manager will be set that this probably won't happen as often? Not that this happens. It doesn't happen often, but this has happened to me. I know it's happened to people that play the game for a long time. It's just every once in a while, a defender just goes, sailing the wrong way. But I never thought about it. So it's concentration. So he's aware of this situation late and then just comes to try and play this situation.
Well, he's also, he's turned completely, his direction that he's facing has put him in, chaos here. Because he really isn't alive to any of the situation. So look, he's already getting back to his defensive line, and then he's like, "Oh wow!" So he's either reacting to the situation, and he's trying to challenge for the ball. He's thinking, "Okay," but then he's so far away from the ball that maybe he won't be. Maybe he's just trying to get up with his defensive partner. But it's very, very odd behaviour from the defender there. That's something that I would. If I'm there, that was something that I would find more examples of in trying to see, look, this is something that we can improve. If that player is actually facing the play, I think he makes a different decision.
But it's because he was late to turn around to face face this, and then so he's making the wrong decision because of that. And so that's where that's the little gap in the match engine that can be plugged. Is that
exactly if you think about it this way, the match engine's so intelligent that it knows if the player is off, he's not looking at a situation, we can simulate maybe a mistake there. It really depends. The perception of a player's game, what's in front of them is what they can see. That player can't see as much, so he's prone to making a bad decision there, and he has. So from there, see, that's really interesting. See, already I'm thinking he's getting up, but he's made a decision way too late. He really.
So he's trying to play. He's trying to play
earlier.
He's trying to play him offside.
Well, he hasn't yet made. So we have slices in the match engine. So every 0.25 seconds, the player has an opportunity if they can make a decision. But also at the end of the slice, a player could reconsider their decision. That player hasn't had the opportunity, because of his attributes, hasn't had the opportunity to make another decision, or because he's clearly in a good space of the ball. He's close to the ball. So he just hasn't been able to react on that slice, and that means that he hasn't been able to even turn and sort of see and get out of that decision, really, because some players can change their mind very quickly, and obviously he's been caught in no man's land there and hasn't been able to. So
brutalized by his own stupidity.
Yeah, well, and it looks comical because of it. That's the sad thing about that, but I'm glad obviously the player has scored his nice 1-on-1 and tucked that away. So he's capitalised on it.
Yeah, good stuff in the match engine at the end. But that's good. This is also this is an awareness tour through Reddit of things that might need more attention, I guess.
Oh, believe me, we're constantly on the forums on our community, and we see these elements, and people are very quick to share what is going wrong and also what they're enjoying, because they want to see more of what they enjoy.
Yes, this is the next video, which just says "what a volley." So I think we can imagine what we're about to see. Is this something that you really work and code into the game? These different types of volleys that happen. I'm assuming we're about to see a worldie.
I hope we're about to see an absolute club banger.
Yeah, this is going to be like mid 2000s Pitbull. Oh, woo!
Look at that. So what we do is we make sure that we have we make sure we simulate football. So if say there's a amount of goals that are scored from direct free kicks, we make sure that that's realistic from what you would see in an average season. So around about say 2% are scored, and we also dial it down to different types of goals as well. So like volleys, and we then go, okay, is there a healthy number of these? We make sure that it's balanced based off real life, but also based off feel, because like you don't want so many goals of the same type. So we really pride ourselves on goal variation, and also showing off some great animations that we've got. But yeah, goal variation is really, really key. So it's like from here, that goal is scored from a cross. So that's also something that we would look at, and a factor that we would look at is how many goals are scored from crosses versus through balls,
right,
versus penalties versus set pieces, etc.
So is there some dude in a motion capture suit taking that volley, and that's how you get it into the game?
There would be a person, yeah. And we actually we in the past we've used professional football players as well, but I've even been able to have the opportunity to get in the suit.
I was gonna say, okay, what did you have to motion capture for? I can imagine I'm also ready. I'll start stretching out so that I can.
Well, I'll tell you what that's the particular stretches that we will do in the motion capture.
There honestly, yeah. A little tight. So what did you have to do while I do this?
My favorite one was celebrations. And when I say like celebrations, not just goal celebrations, we actually also did the celebrations, me and my colleague Dan Wells, we did celebrations for the podium. So as you can see, every player on the podium actually celebrates differently, and we had to do different variations of that celebration and how a player might celebrate. And also in some of like the cutscenes, you might see some different unique like celebrations in there. I'm really, really like proud of the cutscene ones because they were really fun, and just us for about 2 hours non-stop just singing champions or champioles and bouncing away, away, away. Wow. But honestly, that was us, and just having to think of different variations of how you can celebrate, and making sure that your body movement is slightly different every time, because we need to have that variation in the game.
Now, every time I win a cup, I'm just going to think of you dancing around on a stage for 2 hours. See, I have this mental image of you had to celebrate alone, and you were doing, but they got like 10 people in the dot suits. Or
no, there was only 2 of us, so we were only 2 of us. And you're not allowed to touch, because otherwise it will ruin the animation. So it's 2 of us celebrating side on side, and we were holding 2 coat hangers sellotaped together like a trophy and holding it aloft.
That's the kind of earth-shattering experience that people that watch the streams and the YouTube videos realize when they realize that my camera stand is an empty Amazon delivery box. That's like the same sort of like, all this amazing things are happening for this to be able to be put on. And, it was a coat hanger. And for me, it's this Amazon delivery box at the top.
That's showbiz, people. That's showbiz.
Here's our last video. And this is something we talked about in the podcast, too, is England's proclivity for penalties. It says, this is the most English penalty of all time. Drum roll. And they lost another trophy.
Oh, straight down the middle. Oh, he scored.
He scored. I think he
scored because there was a dejected. Look, see the animation from the goalkeeper. He's dejected because he's not saved the ball. So he's purposely put it down the middle.
Okay, so that's like the conscious decision of the penalty takers to go down the middle. And what's happened to our keeper? I was expecting this to be some like he hit the inside of the post and it rolled out. But this is, he went right down the middle and the keeper just is bad.
Yeah, the keeper's late to the decision, or the keeper his went to dive and then so he's obviously went to dive and then he's like, oh no, he's then not diving.
Okay, so he was set to dive to the right and then doesn't dive because he sees the ball going back, and the way the animation shows that is he just kind of yeets himself 2 steps to the right.
Yeah, I was going to say that the animation definitely doesn't do it justice, I think, here. But realistically, yeah, the dejectedness afterwards does do it justice, because then it does show the emotion, like, of that's the goalkeeper has made a mistake there. Like, he probably should have got to the ball, but hasn't. And that's the thing, the penalty taker has different options where they want to place the ball, but then they also have error on their shot depending on where they might hit it. So like not every penalty is going to be perfect. They might aim for a spot, but you have error within that. And the goalkeeper's obviously tried to judge it early and has not got to it at all. And it's probably disappointed with themselves. Something that we see quite a lot, especially in penalties, where a goalkeeper feels like they probably should have got to it. And that one he should have got to, which is why his arms are aloft. I love this non-link pitch, though. Like you can tell.
Is that what this is?
Like, look, like the penalty spots all chewed up. Look at that.
Look at the environment. I never realized that the celebrations and like excitement and dejectedness were all, you could like look at that and read what happened in the play based off of how the player reacted.
Well, yeah, it's just emotions. Like we have to simulate player emotions as well, and that's the best way that we show it off. Like players do get upset or frustrated or angry, and even when we saw with the red card earlier, that player was going into a tackle. He was obviously frustrated, or he wanted to win the ball, or he's angry, so he was going for it.
I don't understand emotions. I don't have any. Always win. That's it for the video. Nick, just wanted to say, you've done a tremendous job, and as your boss, I'm very proud of you for this performance, for helping Reddit understand what's going on in the match engine.
Well, thank you, Miles. It will save them from going onto your Twitter, and that's the thing. I'm here to help.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But if you do come at my Twitter, prepare to get burned. Squarespace gives people a powerful online platform from which they're able to create their website. And it's not just a pretty face. It gives you great analytics, like helping track your sources of visitors, the number of unique visitors, your page views over time, and different trends and different visits from different operating systems. You're able to get those numbers. It's that type of insight into your top traffic sources that can be so valuable. You have the ability to display social posts on your website. Like if I tweet something hilarious, which I do all the time, it'll go up on the Squarespace website that you have made. They also have this thing called Squarespace Extensions, which allows you to activate kind of the e-commerce side of owning a website. You can promote products, but also the back end is nice. You're able to manage your bookkeeping more efficiently. It even helps you with your sale tax, and they can ship a bunch of things through the extension all around the world, which works for me because you're all around the world. You can get a free trial with your own Squarespace website by checking out the link in the description to get 10% off using the code that has to do with me, Zealand. Yeah. You know how it works. It's right down there, like top of the thing. You just click on it.